Greetings adventurers, and this time we're taking a look at some of the best creations and the hottest news regarding the best game ever, D&D. We'll be having 3 categories in this video, which are Best Homebrew Monsters, Best Homebrew Items, and Adventurers Showcase to show off made characters by players. Plus, we'll be taking a look at some of the most interesting news regarding the D&D community.
What is the story that you can tell me about this particular adventure that you are introducing?
All I can tell you is that it's a horror story.
Also, feel free to hit that subscribe button and the bell to be updated and receive inspiration points for your top-notch D&D game. Cruncher presents D&D Community Recap. Best Homebrew Monsters. At number 3 we have the Gold Masked Guardian. Animated by the power of dead civilizations, it guards ancient ruins with a primeval rage. This monster is fascinating. It has 4 arms with gigantic blades on each hand, and it can do 1 sword strike as a normal attack, and do 4 sword strikes as a multi-attack. But undeniably, the deadliest aspect of this monster is the 4 golden masks on its head. First, it has the Angered Mask that uses to elevate with necrotic damage the power of its attacks. Then comes the Tragedy Mask, to create a wail of sadness and inflict thunder damage to adventurers. Thirdly, the Gold Masked Guardian uses the Comedy Mask to heal itself. And finally, the Frightened Mask, which this monster uses to inflict fear on their enemies by releasing spirits that will corrupt the target's perception. Number 2 goes to the Dream Eater. This large aberration of an undeadly appearance nourishes by devouring sweet dreams and planting nightmarish visions. Watch out, psionic users, the Dream Eater uses its claws as normal attack that can cause psychic damage and exhaustion unless resisting to it. For multi-attack, it can deliver 2 deadly claw strikes. This monster can terrorize its victims by emitting nightmarish visions and paralyzing unless succeeding a wisdom saving throw of DC 14. If you happen to encounter this beast in its lair, it has a plethora of legendary actions. It can use Dream Walk to teleport up to 40 feet in a location, or use Deep Slumber, an action in which a Dream Eater targets 1 creature within 60 feet and causes it to lose consciousness. And my slight bias for number 1 pick goes to the Cheese Elemental. I put it in number 1 because who can deny the charisma of this cheesy elemental? Plus, it's very powerful and can be conjured by an arcane ritual using the Fondue Pot of Cheese Elemental, or using the Conjure Elemental spell. Unfortunately, this elemental has a slight vulnerability to cold damage that halves its speed, but aside from that, it is really powerful as it can use Cone of Cheese to spew forth a 30-foot cone of molten cheese, or use Touch, an attack that when touching an adventurer, the elemental grapples it under its cheesy form and repeatedly damage the adventurer. Also, for multi-attack, the Cheese Elemental can make a touch attack 2 times to capture 2 adventurers. A formidable foe, I must say, and a great ally for the spellcasters watching this video.
Dodge this! This is way better than burning elves.
Best Homebrew Items. For number 3 we have 1,000 Cuts. This dagger deals a great amount of necrotic damage and gives you more opportunity to land more powerful strikes with its bonus of +2 for damage rolls and attack rolls. But the most special trait of this dagger is that every attack removes maximum hit points of the target until a long rest. Pretty deadly if I say so myself. The only downside for all users of magic is that the dagger is cursed and one will have to make death saves with disadvantage. Number 2 goes to Acid Bomb. Now this is a pretty simple item, but the destruction it can make is devastating. On a normal flask, a green looking potion can be seen from the inside, but in reality it's a bomb that can be thrown a 10 feet square up to 60 feet away to any creature that has to make a dexterity saving throw of 12 DC or take 6 acid damage. Easy to learn and easy to use. This is something an apothecary vendor might want to keep around their stock. For number 1, the award goes to Corrupted Treant Heart. I picked this item for number 1 because its mechanic is very intuitive with the way it is presented, a corrupted blackened wooden heart with thorny vines. It can only be attuned by the druid. While you activate this item, thorns from this heart dig into your neck that causes the user to lose 5 on their hit point maximum. That's a curse. But it does not come without benefits. When this happens, your skin will turn to a black spiny bark-like appearance, and you gain the spell of Bark Skin that gives you a solid protection to attacks. Plus, once per dawn, you can cause a great surge of thorns to erupt from the ground in a line up to 60 feet. That's deadly. The item is overall very interesting and looks fantastic. The art from it was specifically made for this item created by the Dungeon Strugglers. They are just starting, but the quality of the items they are releasing is just breathtaking. You'll definitely check them out.
Everybody needs a copy of the Black Horse Courier. God! You there! Stop! Everybody needs a copy of the Black...
Now everybody here seems very excited with the sooner than later release of Icewind Dale, Rime of the Frost Maiden campaign, and some of the news from Chris Perkins have left the fans genuinely excited and terrorized with the content shown to the fans.
It is geographically isolated and far to the north. It's the place where people go to lose themselves or to escape from their pasts or to test their mettle against an unforgiving frontier. And because it's isolated, you can't expect to get help from anywhere. You really are kind of on your own.
One of them will be the Scroll of Tarask that lets you summon, you guessed it, a damn Tarask. I'm just hoping Chris won't be taking it too hard with level 1 players.
Harsh DM alert! Harsh DM alert!
Check out this amazing art from the campaign, which is definitely astonishing and can give us a glimpse of what we'll be seeing. First, we've got a wizard that lobotomized himself with an artificial construct, a helmless horror, which must be a very powerful foe since it might give infinite immunities to spells. On the other hand, it is also shown that we will be able to go on an undersea journey on the cold waters of Icewind Dale, riding a brand new creature, a sperm whale, which opens endless possibilities for traveling through the Dale. For the rangers, this giant white moose found in Icewind Dale is an oddity that I believe many hunters are biting their nails to encounter this creature on their travel. Also, I'm sure you have been seeing those ads featuring Joe Manganiello.
He says that you, yes you, could be plucked from relative obscurity to join him for a game of Dungeons and Dragons in the far-off mythical land of Seattle.
The contest closed on July 1st, and the lucky winner got to play with Joe in a throbbing adventure. Wonder if that session had to do anything with Ark the Crow.
I raise my axe above my head, and I say a prayer to Tiamat. And I bring the axe down and chop my hand off, put Vecna's hand on, use my healing pool to heal, and teleport out. I'm sorry, it was just business.
But as always, there's more. Many players come up with the great ideas to create adventurers, and in this section we will showcase adventurers made by the community. Dio Jaku. He is a male lizardfolk that keeps safe the archives from an ancient library. Nevertheless, he is also a soul mage, and will put the interests of his tribe before any of his friends or allies. Daiojaku also has outbursts of anger since he is a soul mage and deals with incredible amounts of knowledge. Next we have Nerissa Taraz. She is a female Ravenite Dragonborn that is a barbarian and Storm Herald. When she was young, she dreamed to become a soldier, but when joining the forces of the Draconian military, Nerissa found out how monotonous and glorifying the life of a soldier can be. So she left and became an adventurer searching for fame and glory. Finally, we have Flara Barton, a fire genasi spellcaster that was taught the ways of the Blood Hunters after a childhood run with a werewolf. She found her purpose in healing other travelers as they pass by. Flara is the leader of a nameless faction that dedicates to heal and protect travelers on the road. The community has created some of the best ideas for a game, and having a look at these will definitely give adventurers and dungeon masters inspiration to travel the lands in an exciting way.
Apologies for the delay. We enjoyed watching this video as we had creating it. Also make sure you subscribe and hit the bell so you don't miss any of the videos we are creating for you. Until next time, adventurers.